Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Physics 20, Vectors, Lesson 3, Horizontal Projectile Motion. So here, Wile E. Coyote is chasing the Roadrunner, and he accidentally runs off the cliff again. Now, I'm showing you that because that's not what actually happens. When he runs off the cliff again, he starts off going straight across, and he ends up going down. If you want it fancy, it's a parabola shape. Okay? Now, let's throw in some numbers and do an example. If he runs off the 90 meter high cliff at 10 meters a second, what is his time, displacement in the x, and Vy final? Now, note here, horizontal, we have a vertical part too. So we have displacement in the y and displacement in the x. Okay, so once again, draw a picture, make a list of everything you know. He's going to go wee splat. Now, velocity in the x is 10 meters a second. We do not know the displacement in the x or the time. Now, make a list of what we know. I want you to note here in the y direction, we do know a couple things. He's going straight off the cliff. So the moment his feet leaves the cliff, how fast is he falling straight down? 0 meters per second. Okay? So his velocity initially in the y direction is 0. Now his final velocity we don't know, but we do know his acceleration in the y direction because that's due to gravity, minus 9.81 meters per second squared. His displacement in the y, it's a 90 meter high cliff, so he's falling 90 meters. Notice we're using minus for down again. Now, the one other thing I really have to stress here is the time it takes him to fall in the y direction is the time it takes him to fall or to go in the x direction. So your times are the same. So, can we solve for time? Well, not with the x, but with the y, yes we can. We have v initial, we have acceleration, we have displacement, we're asking for time. We don't have v final. So that would be, I think, the easiest one for that. Oh, you poopy head. Displacement is v initial t plus 1/2 at squared. I think that's the easiest way to solve for time. Now, that's particularly easy because v initial is 0. So this is minus 90 equals 0 plus 1/2 times minus 9.81 meters per second squared times time squared. And I should color code this because I'm weird like that. Anyway, so here we go. Now what do you do? Well, minus 90 equals minus 4.905. So divide both sides by minus 4.905. So this is where it gets kind of important. You pay attention to your pluses and minuses. Otherwise, you could end up with a negative t squared, which just confuses the heck out of me. Now, I can't do that in my head anymore. So grab the calculator. Nick, I don't know where that came from. Negative 90 divided by negative 4.905, 18.3. Oh, sorry, second squared. And of course, we take the square root of that. And we get 4.28 seconds. Now, I'll just round that off as time is 3 seconds. 2 point. What was that? I apologize, getting old. 4.28 seconds. Oh, don't be like that. Don't be like that. People are watching. So, 4.28 seconds to fall. Takes them 4.28 seconds to go across. So we're halfway there, or a third of the way there. The next question is, what is this displacement in the x, dx? Sorry. I know I'm going kind of fast, just want to make certain you've got this copied out. We go up here, we solve for dx. Now velocity in the x is 10 meters a second, time is 4.28 seconds. So velocity is displacement over time. Now we use this simple version because there's no acceleration in the x direction. Once Wile E. Coyote leaves the cliff, he can't speed up and he can't slow down the x direction. He's not pushing or pulling on anything, so he's just gonna 10 meters a second equals displacement for 4.28 seconds. Displacement in the x is 10 meters a second times 4.28 seconds. 42.8 meters is his displacement in the x direction. All right, now, so far so good? Now, the last thing I said was Vy final. Now, I do redo these notes. I believe an earlier version said V final. Let's just do Vy final first. So here, Vy final, we have V initial, we have acceleration, we have displacement time. What is the easiest way to find V final? Well, V final y equals V initial y plus AT. This is easy because it's 0 minus 9.81 meters per second squared times 4.28 seconds. 4.23, brain fart. 28. So velocity final in the y is what? Minus 42.0, I believe. Okay? So far, so good? All right. Now, this isn't too bad if you're careful and read the question, make a list, draw a picture, make a list of everything you know, and solve. Use it, find the correct equation and solve. But you do have to read the question carefully. Because if I said V final, that's an entirely different question. Because V final would be velocity in the x, V final y. This is V final, the combined velocity. Now, this is 10 meters per second. This is negative 42 minus 42 meters a second down. Now, that's Mr. Pythagoras. I'm not going to bother proving it because you guys are showing me you can do it, but prove to me that's 42.2 meters a second. Now, technically, it's at an angle, but we don't care about the angle when you're hitting the ground like that. It's much more of a splat. We want the final velocity. Normally, I'd say the magnitude of the velocity, right? So prove to me it's 42.2, and then go on and watch the next video. All right, good luck.